record-setting individual performance by Kelvin Johnson leaves the Lions with a mark of 5.
This is the voice of an aspiring journalist and sports talk radio host.
So humbled and honored for you to join us today.
So what's the big deal about an aspiring radio personality? What's the big deal about a 24-year-old graduate of a journalism program? This is Kevin McShan. He is the big deal.
I was born with what's called spastic quadriplegic cerebral palsy, which means that I was not given enough oxygen at birth in order to walk normally. I look at my disability as a challenge to overcome, and part of just sort of my agenda.
That agenda? Journalism. And every day, Kevin strives to become the best journalist he can.
You know, journalism is something that I've always wanted to do. I tell people that journalism is sort of like my lifeblood, sort of like oxygen to me.
Kevin isn't just thinking of becoming a journalist. He is a journalist. As you can tell from his various YouTube videos and his assignment reports for local cable stations, journalism is his life. His drive and professionalism stems from his outlook on life, which is a little different than most.
I'm able to look at life and this profession through a different set of lenses than everyone else. You go through a million different life experiences that prepare you for your profession and what you want to do for the rest of your life.
Journalism is a profession that demands mobility. Being in a wheelchair, how does Kevin deal with this obstacle?
Well, you know, you learn how to keep a schedule, that's for sure. There we go. Hey Alicia, it's Kevin. How we doing?
Hey, good, thanks.
I'm calling to reschedule what I canceled this morning.
Okay. What day is it for?
I have to be there on Monday, which is the 28th, from 2:30 until 4. Can we squeeze me in for Monday?
I can try, Kevin, but to be honest with you, I have absolutely a whole page of waiting lists already that people called today for it.
Okay.
Leave it with me, and you're done at 4. Leave it with me for an hour. Let me work on it, okay?
Okay, I'll call you back in an hour.
Okay. Talk to you in a bit.
Thanks.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Transportation might not always be there for Kevin, but there is someone who is.
I'm Gail Perriman, Kevin McShan's grandmother.
Gail accompanies Kevin to any project he is undertaking. She's more than just his company. She's an extra pair of hands when he needs them.
Wherever we go, I sit with him, I accompany him on the bus. If he needs help, he'll call me and say, Granny, nobody be home. Can you come out to help me? And sometimes I just go there and sit and just wait till he finishes.
It was at an early age when Gail figured out that Kevin was made for the spotlight.
He had to be at least 1 or 2. He had the best personality. He couldn't talk too much, but he did some talking. He was downstairs one time and there was a game on. He was calling the games, hollering at the players for not doing like he thought they should do. And every game, all right, everybody, 3rd and 4, whatever he does. That's when I knew. I said, he's going to be something.
So I wanted to see Kevin in action, doing what he does. So he invited me along to Community Living Windsor, where he was shooting testimonials for one of his projects. Before he got there, I snuck in and I wanted to get a little insight on what people there thought of Kevin.
Getting to know Kevin, you don't really notice any sort of disability at all. I think Kevin is a young man that has his mindset of doing exactly what he wants to do, and he does it, and he does it beautifully. He is bang on and has awesome journalistic kind of skills, and he's a pleasure to know.
So what does the future hold for Kevin?
I kind of have a hodgepodge of journalistic goals, but I would, if I had to narrow it down to 2, it would probably either to be a sports reporter or hosting my own sports radio talk show.
So as Gail sees her grandson off from another assignment, No matter what happens in the future for Kevin, she knows he'll be inspiring somebody, somewhere.